Hello, I'm Mark Baer. You're watching the YourTown television show. I'm with Barbara Brussell. We're talking cabaret. So, hello there, my dear.
Hi there.
First of all, let's get right on with the business. So let's talk about your new show, and then we'll talk about you.
Great. The new show
Yes.
is going to be in less than 2 weeks. It's going to be May 13th. Today is whatever, the 3rd, I think. 10 days. Okay. So I've been doing this under the heading of what I'm trying to create, this vision of Cabaret by the Sea. I've done it in Carmel, but now we're in Pacific Grove this time, and because I've been coaching there too. So my vision is to do shows for myself, coach, do shows for the people I'm working with, and that's what this is. So I have 2 students who I'm debuting. They're doing their cabaret debuts, and I don't know if I should mention names. Christina McGovern and Amos Lovell, and a seasoned actress director, Gina Welsh, a friend of mine, is joining us. So she'll be in the show too. And because the time, it's May 13th, and the next day is May 14th, Mother's Day this year. So I cheated. I'm calling it Spring into Mother's Day. So now I'm thinking, oh my God, I got to do something about mothers. And then it dawned on me that the following year, next year, and I've been planning this show for 30 years, is a show about my mother. So, and that's like, really? Oh my God. So this is like a big deal. It's more than just a cabaret show. It's like a one-woman show. And someone said, your mother needs an opera. It's not just a cabaret show. But
And it takes that long to plan out a show like this.
well, when you have a complicated relationship, it does. I mean, she was such a dynamic woman herself. And then knowing her, my relationship with her was a whole other journey. She was 66 when she died. I was 33 when she died. So it's like I had that time with her, and I have practically that much time since she's been gone. And then there's so many songs that relate to mother stuff. There's some fun stuff, and some poignant stuff, and she had a political bent. So I'm working on this, oh my God, how deep am I going to go into the politics and her conspiracy theory about the Kennedy assassination, all that stuff. So, anyway, so this next 10 days, I'm synthesizing down 4 songs about mom within this Spring into Mother's Day show. It's going to be at the Pacific Grove Art Center, which is a lovely venue. Have you?
Yes, I've been there with you.
So up the stairs,
Yeah.
and you're surrounded by wonderful paintings and art. You know how lovely that is to be. But to have the grand piano there and be in this big space, I teach there on Sundays in the mornings, afternoon 1:30 to 3:30, and it's ongoing. Those classes are open. They're ongoing. People can come in as they please. They can work a couple songs. They can leave. They can come back. They stay. If they stay and they want to be in the show, they have to stay every week. So these two in particular have been honing in on their acts. So they're doing like 20-minute sets each.
So now that we know what you're going to do, we better tell the audience what you do.
What?
So let's talk about.
I'm a gardener.
Let's talk about cabaret little bit, the art of cabaret and your history in it.
Oh well, okay. So I'm from LA originally. Came to Carmel when I was 10, and I left after 16 years. I went to New York for a year, LA for 18, back to New York for 10, and then I got married and moved to Sacramento, if you'll pardon the expression. But I ended up loving Sacramento and learning a lot. Great people. But now that we've moved back home after a year ago, I am bringing what this vision is of what I went to the world, and I saw cabaret, and I did it for 30 years, in New York and LA and around the country, singing songs, interpreting songs. That usually they call it, the Great American Songbook,
Yes.
which is kind of crazy because what about Noel Coward? I always say that. I mean, what about the Beatles? What about Lionel Bart? So many British composers. And then there's the French and the German.
So what do they call it? They call it just the Great Songbook.
They call it, well, they could call it the Great, but they call it the Great American. Because if it came to America and became a hit.
Okay, so that's still the right nomenclature then.
I guess so. I ask people all the time about that.
Because I always wonder how to talk about it. Because
I know. I think that's a general thing, and then I do a little offshoot. Someone said the Great, like maybe Intercontinental Songbook. I mean, I've heard that recently.
Okay.
That was nice. That was nicely inclusive. So that's basically it, which involves all the pop songs of, from, but I always say just any song that tells a story, because cabaret is just telling a story, but it's also making it more personal for me. This is my take on it, is storytelling, but doing a personal invention of an old song.
Who are your icons? Who are your
Well, that's
heroes
funny
in this?
because the first person, why would she come? Nina Simone. I loved Nina. She would take a song and make it her own. I mean, she'd take a Broadway, birds flying high, you know how I feel. She did that, and everyone thinks she wrote it. I mean, it was from musical theater, 1965. Roy the Grease May Smell the Crowd. Anthony Newley, Leslie Bricusse wrote it, and it's done in the play.
She did Strange Fruit as well.
Oh God, yes. Yeah. There's a big story about that. Do you know the story about Billy Crystal's uncle or grandfather was the only one who was willing to record that song in it's in his show, 700 Sundays or something like that. Okay, so my icons. Okay, so the people I love to listen to, I love Rosemary Clooney. I love Julie Wilson, has passed away. Margaret Whiting was a great singer. Who do I listen? Sinatra and Tony Bennett. I cannot get enough of Tony Bennett when he's singing with Bill Evans. Do you know those CDs? They're amazing. And then my current friends, Andrea Marcovici is a great interpreter. Anne Hampton Callaway, Mark Nadler. That's the third thing I want to do, is to bring my seasoned cabaret artist friends and colleagues from New York, LA, San Francisco that I know of. And they're all over the place. But
so the vision, Cabaret by the Sea.
Cabaret by the Sea. I borrowed it, of course, from Carmel by the Sea. But it was I want a Cabaret by the Sea. And we need a home. That part of my vision is to do my shows, to coach and let other people develop, to bring artists here to the Monterey Peninsula, and then to have a venue that can be a consistent and what do you call it?
Dedicated.
Dedicated, but also a one that keeps going.
So liquor license,
permanent.
Liquor license, no liquor license?
Liquor would be great, a liquor license. People like to drink.
Yeah, because that becomes a different thing than I've seen you most recently at the Cherry Center,
right?
Which is a lovely venue because it's 99 seats or 49 seats.
49.
So that's a very intimate venue.
You can squeeze in 51, right?
Yeah, the Cherry Center is wonderful.
I love the Cherry.
And when will you be back there?
Well, I have a friend who may be coming into town in July. He's going to maybe do that during the week. But I know Lane Littlepage is going to be there for a month. Oh my God, we have to go. A month of weekends in July. I'm definitely going back probably in September, because I have a big show in this September. Okay, 2017. This is 20 years since my first CD.
So what do you? So let's get to this venue, because this is
Which venue? The one I need.
The one you need, because you never know who's out there watching.
I know. So we want something where we can do that 50 to 100 seats, where you can sit and have tables, have a beverage, and possibly a little food. Or if it's a restaurant, you can have a dinner first and then come in for a show, or have a dinner show first and a cocktail show later on the weekends or something. I don't know, something like that, where we could also use the space to rehearse, have classes. Or if it's a restaurant, I don't know, just use it on a couple nights a week on a regular basis. I mean, something fabulous. It would be really fun.
So they provide everything else, and you provide the entertainment.
Yes.
And then you're doing a lot of coaching now, and it's interesting. How do you bring a new generation into this?
Well, we're kind of old. We're not so new. I mean, there's a 20-year-old in there, a couple young people. The young people love the music. It's great music. I mean, anybody who loves music and appreciates poetry and great writing will love these songs. And there are songs being written today, and anything that is being written that tells a story, I allow anybody to bring anything in that they resonate with. I believe in folk music. I believe in every kind of music, really. And I draw from that. I'll draw from, for me, I mean, I'll do some Joni Mitchell. I have done some Bruce Springsteen, Dylan. It's kind of they feel something. Laura Nero, there's a feeling there. There's a power in the music and a power in the lyric. And if you can bring that through and it means something to you, that is what I appreciate.
So you bring acting skill to this as part of the interpretive process as well.
Yes.
And when you're singing a song, you're singing your song. You find it's almost a mask.
Well, that's interesting because mask work, you can work from the outside in or the inside. I take a song and go, okay, it's like, I just throw ideas on the wall. I throw ideas out. I take one line over and over again. I'll just say it 4 or 5 times. Go, oh, maybe that's what it means. Oh, maybe that's what it means. Oh, no, did it mean that? I mean, I'm discovering. And that's what I'm asking people to do in their practicing, just to discover what it might mean. So then if you're practicing what it discovers, then when you're saying it, sometimes you're just like, you're finding it out when you're performing it. It's like, wow, it's live. It becomes very much alive. And yet, while you're doing that also, you come discover things that are very true for you or really work theatrically. So you're working to discover, then you can pick the great moments that you discover, and you just pick those out, and hopefully you can save those. So, you're working, you got the notes, hopefully. You got singing what range you want to sing in. You got the lyric. What is it saying? First of all, do you know what the words mean? We were looking something up the other day because I didn't even know what the word meant. So, oh. So then it's like, okay, then what does that word mean to you? Because some people are very stubborn. They go, I don't know what that means, but that's what it means to me. I'm like, no. You go to the dictionary.
You have to have respect.
Respect
has a lot
the composer
to do with this.
and the lyricist.
Yes.
Respect the writer. What do you think they meant to say?
They put exactly the right word.
The if, and, then, but. Yes. Yeah. Find out. And the comma. Why did he put a pause there?
Yeah.
Why is that note held? Then once you understand it, then you can make it your own if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Sinatra is the greatest interpreter, and so I plowed my way through the 1,000-page and then the 700-page, the new biography that's out. And one of the great scenes, and again, Sinatra's not writing, he's interpreting.
Okay.
But he's interpreting his life through these songs. And there's a great scene with what's his name? What's his great love?
Ava.
There's a great scene with Ava, and this is
Gabor.
This is
not Gabor.
Ava Gardner. So this is long past their divorce, their breakup, and she's living in Spain at this time, and they kind of go in her, and they have the scene where it's late night, and Ava is drunk in Spain, 2 a.m, and listening to Frank sing to her on her
Wee Small Hours.
Probably Wee Small Hours or Only the Lonely, and the record player is playing, and she's in her, and she's talking to the record player. Oh, sing it, Frank. Oh, tell me. Oh, tell me. Like a lover, because it was her lover singing to her,
yes.
And she's hearing this back and talking back to it. And I thought, oh, that's such a great scene. Isn't that wild?
And what was that? Was that an actual
that was just
interview that they were watching?
I don't know. The writer just had this.
Oh, it's in the book.
It's in the book, and I go, what a fabulous scene! Isn't that a
wow,
great scene?
Pretty powerful.
Yeah, strange. And
that was so visceral for him.
Yeah. In his writer's travel, you had Jimmy Van Patten, who I loved.
Jimmy Van Heusen, maybe.
Jimmy Van Heusen, not Jimmy Van Heusen
and
was
Sammy
Cahn, and these guys.
I heard Michael Feinstein was at Sunset Center a year ago, and it was great. And he was saying about he used Sammy Cahn and Jimmy Van Heusen the most of any composers that he sang. Not that they were necessarily his.
They were his guys.
They were his guys, and they wrote for him.
They lived.
And I can't remember off the top of my head.
They lived the life. They wrote for him, and they wrote the songs for him.
Yes.
And they took his abuse.
Right.
And he signed their checks, and he was.
Now I think he said his favorite songwriter. God, you think I would know? Was either Cole Porter or Johnny Mercer. I forget.
Well,
Maybe Elaine knows that.
Either one of those would be.
Oh my God!
But these
Yes,
guys,
Cole Porter. I love Cole Porter so much. You know, there's a guy who has such a great life, such an interesting life, right? But when he wrote, it could be very.
Not such a great life, but he wrote about a great life.
No, he did have.
He had a great life, but he was always pining. He was always at the end of the night sad and in love with some guy that was married to some woman. And,
yeah.
You know, he had that longing that was never going to be satisfied, and he wrote it.
Right, 900 hits.
900 hits. Wow.
I mean, Anything Goes has 30 songs in it.
Yeah.
That we all know.
Yeah.
That just the musical alone.
Yeah, and you think you know these songs until you start looking at the lyric again.
Well, you know, that's what I was. I've seen so many shows about.
Lyric has been dropped or added or replaced or.
Well, just the same lyric. So many people could do it so many different ways, and even Under My Skin, like Sinatra swings that. But I heard that as a ballad. I've got you.
Oh,
Under my skin.
So that's another way of telling the story.
You know, so I've been doing that for a while as a ballad. I really like doing that. I like turning that on its head.
You and I have been together on our show, Conversations and Collaborations, and we were talking Yip Harburg.
Oh, God,
who,
yes.
And again, the question...
Arbiter of Peace.
What is it about a song that makes you cry? What is it? Somewhere Over the
Such
Rainbow,
a good question.
Buddy, Can You Spare a Dime? Those songs, why is it...
Someone came into the class a few weeks ago, and she brought in Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and I almost said, no, you don't get to sing that song. I almost did that. And I just shut up. It was the first class. I let her sing it. And then we worked on it. Everyone was like crying.
Yeah.
It was so true for her. It was so sweet.
I mean, we'll start.
And
we'll
it
both
was
start.
like beautiful again.
We'll both start crying just talking about this, but it's not a sad song. And
it resonates a truth.
What is it that where does it touches?
I think it touches on a cellular level.
Yeah,
I really do.
And that's what we're talking about with the American.
We have no guard. We have no barrier to sound.
With the Great American Songbook.
Unless you plug your ears.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is, and it is touching you on some magical level.
Well, someone defined the Great American Songbook as anything that's in there has been a hit or been known for 20 years.
Okay, that makes
It's been a 20-year term or something. So contemporary songs are not necessarily great classics yet.
Yes.
But they could be.
So let's end this by, again, how do they find you again?
Oh, okay. Barbara Brussell is my maiden name and stage name. Barbara Brussell Fessler is my married name. And I don't have a website at the moment. I'm ashamed to say I had 3, and it's being fixed right now. So, Facebook. You want my phone number? No.
They'll find you.
Facebook. I'm on Facebook. Barbara Brussell Fessler.
Okay. We're all done here.
Thank you.
I'm Mark Baer. You're watching YourTown TV. I'm with Barbara Brussell's Cabaret Singer. Give her a home. Give Cabaret by the Sea a home. And we're out of here.